Hi, today I want to show you how you can add Android app links inside of your Nordcraft mobile application using Despia. Now, what are Android app links? They're pretty cool because they allow you to synchronize your web application with your mobile application, meaning if a user clicks on a link that goes to your web application, it will open that specific page inside of your mobile application for Android. Now, let's take a look at how we can set this up inside of Nordcraft. It's super simple. Now, first of all, you want to make sure that you have a Nordcraft application set up that is also linked with a Despia project, as you can see right inside of here. Then you want to go to add-ons, you want to go to hard-coded inside of the Despia editor, and you want to make sure that web app synchronization is turned on. If you do not have it turned on yet, please enable it and then rebuild your application and then install it on your physical device so that you can test it using Android internal testing, or also known as Android beta testing. Now, let's close that here, and if you need some help in that setup, please reach out to us or watch our documentation at docs.despia.com. Under the Android distribution section, you will find videos and step-by-step guides to walk you through that process. Perfect. So now let's go back to our Nordcraft project. So we have this in here, and now we need to create a custom route. But first, actually, let's go to our dashboard here on the Google Play console, because this is where we will enable those deep linking structures. Now, keep in mind, you need to have this registered. If you do not know how to get it over there, please watch our video about Android auto publishing. Now, once we're here on the Google Play console, open your application dashboard and go to Grow Users. And now I'm going to go to Deep Links. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to see there are a bunch of errors here. But here under the domain section, we first of all want to click on credential sharing and turn that on. Now, because you do not host that specific file, it will ask you to please host this AppLinks JSON file on your root directory. Now, you want to download this file. This will give you the file. And then you want to go to your CDN, which in this example I'm using Xano, but you could use any CDN. And I'm just going to upload this file inside of here, and I will get the URL from my CDN. You can use Bunny CDN, you can use whatever you want. And as you can see, I'm now hosting this file on this specific URL. But it needs to be hosted on the root directory, because they expected us to have this file on our custom domain /well-known/asset-links.json. So for that, we can use a proxy route, and I'm very glad to let you know that Nordcraft has added that feature because we kindly asked them to implement that, and they have a great team and a great support, and they were very responsive and implemented this on a very short notice, so big kudos to them. Thank you so much, Nordcraft team, for adding this feature, which is very important for people building mobile applications. So let's go to the pages here. Let's create a new page in Nordcraft, and let's go to proxy page, right? Now I will name this page, I will name this Android app links. There you go. And now I need to have a custom path for this. So let's copy this path that they want us to use. And let's go back here to Nordcraft and paste the path inside of here that this Google setup wizard is telling us to use for this file, right? And then also make sure that we have now that we're now copying the file that is actually hosted on so we can proxy it. So let's create this page. You will see it will set up the path structure here. And now we need to proxy it to this file that we now hosted on our CDN. There you go. And now as you can see, we're hosting this. So if I now open this file, you will see that under my custom domain, and this could be your custom domain, your Nordcraft domain, right? I'm hosting this file, which is very essential. Perfect. So now this is essentially it. That's how you set that up. So let's see if this works. Let's copy this URL that Google wants us to take a look at, and let's try opening it. And we should be, as you can see here, receiving the JSON inside of here. There you go. So we're good on that. Now we can click on turn on credential sharing. And it can take a little bit. Website association could not be created. Republish the JSON file and try again. Now, when you get that error, you most of the times freak out a little bit saying, hey, I just edited it. Why isn't it working? It's completely fine. Let's try first clicking on this error here, and you will now see that there is a failure happening. So let's read into that. It will say, hey, you need to host this file. And let's try rechecking the verification. It will say it couldn't verify domain ownership, and it will always give you like an error saying, oh, it needs to be application JSON. Why is that happening? That is not happening because you did a mistake or you set it up incorrectly. That is happening because Google is, I don't know what they're doing over there, but sometimes you're a little bit laggy. So what I found actually helps is go to your Android device. Let me actually unlock my Android device real quick. Perfect. And here's the thing, you wouldn't expect that. Close the application that you have downloaded, right? And now open it again. It sounds strange, but open it again. And now recheck the verification, wait a few minutes, and it will settle itself. Because if you take a look, this file that you're serving here, if you're unsure or if you start doubting yourself, sometimes that happens, if you see it's saying in the top left corner, and if you open this file in your browser, pretty print, that means it is already JSON, so there is no content type application issue at all. It's just that Google takes some time to fetch it, and if they can't fetch it, they're not telling you, hey, it takes some time for us to fetch it. They will just say, hey, you did something wrong here. So, you know, just don't be disencouraged by that. Let it wait out a little bit. If the error persists, close the application, open it again. Also, what I found, sometimes just refresh the Google Play console, because sometimes that'll do it. And let's try that again. Let's see, turn on credential sharing. There you go. You see, now it was successful. So sometimes just let it leave a little bit, let it have some time, and then it will say error again, which is completely fine. It's Google. So let's just go on the error here under domains, on our domain, right here on details. And let's recheck. Now it says it was successful. There you go. So once it was successful, just refresh the page of the Google Play console, and you will see all deep links working. There you go. Now we have credential sharing on, the domain is on, so we now should have deep link capabilities enabled for app linking. So let's go back to our Android device, very important. Let's close the application itself, because that may be sometimes the issue, and let's try clicking on the link. Now, as you can see, the link is still being opened on the browser, which is a problem. Now, let's try opening the application again. Sometimes it can take a little bit. So let's open the application manually again. Fantastic. It's a little bit bouncy here. And let's try clicking on a link again. It will still open it in the browser, but that is just temporary. It can take a few minutes for this change to take effect. So let's just make sure that we reload this and that everything is fine. That looks good to me. So now what I found that actually works is you want to, let's go here, let's deinstall the application. And I think for that I gotta go up here and let's deinstall the application. Let's uninstall it. Okay, fantastic. And now I'm going to install it again manually. So I'm going to go to internal testing, and I'm going to go on testers, and I'm going to copy the link, and I'm now going to open that in my browser. So I'm going to go here on Chrome, and I'm going to open that. Or actually, I think I have it somewhere back, or let's just... Android is a new domain to me. Okay, let's go back to Google. Let's go to Google. There you go, to Chrome. Okay, fantastic. And let's put this inside of here. And now, as you can see, we want to go to download it on Google Play. And now I'm going to install the application again using the internal testing. Perfect. And now I'm going to open the application. And now I'm going to, you know, allow all the stuff that it wants me to access to. And now let's just close all the applications here, and let's try clicking on the deep link. Now, as you can see, it opens the deep link in the native application. And what happens if I go on /test? You see, we'll go to the test page in the native application. So you always got to refresh when you're working with Android. It's not as nice of an ecosystem from a development experience. As iOS, you always gotta refresh, you always gotta question yourself a little bit, but I hope that this video tells you and gives you great insights on how to set that up, and just refresh stuff, you know, keep going and you'll get it to work. It's just the way to set that up. But once you get it, it's pretty simple, and you know, oh, you just gotta refresh, just gotta wait it out. The error that they're showing you is not an actual error. It's just they don't have a better error message to show you right now. So, you know, but now as you can see, if I click on the core application, it goes to the core page. And if I go one step back, I'm navigating now inside of the application. If I click on a different link, it will open that specific test page now inside of the application. How cool is that? This is how you're going to make an amazing native deep linking experience. That's how simple it is. Thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to see all the exciting deep linking applications that you're going to build for the Android ecosystem. And let me know if you need any help. Take care. Bye.